Welcome to the third episode of my Oddity series, and today I'm going to be covering the demo cards. Now, I have recently covered the Trojan light phaser. This was in my collection video, and I did explain this little oddity here. This is the Enforcer, and this is Skeet Shoot. And these were both cartridges that were made in 1993, very late, and they were made by this company, Trojan Products. And this company made the cartridges for Amstrad. Now, these cartridges are a bit odd. They're very basic. It looks like basically just a label stuck on, not of great quality. Now, believe it or not, this was the second run of labels. I'll show you what I mean here, as you can see by this picture. Now, this is a very, very crude basic label. This was the first one that was printed and manufactured, and as you can see, it doesn't fit. They didn't have a design at the time. Now, this would have fitted into a demonstrator. Here is the second label, and as we can see, it looks very similar. It looks very similar to this one. That's because it is. This is a second prototype label, if you will like to call it that. And as you can see, it's got some similarities to normal GX4000 releases, but this is very crude, and there's no image in the middle here. And what do I mean by this? This is Dick Tracy, and as you can see, this has got an image. This is much more put together, and this was the final production label. So this is a third generation label. Originally, when these were out, I looked at them and you might think they look fake, but no, this was how the production was, and obviously they need labels. Here is a demonstrator. These were rolled out in shops when the GX4000 was released, and all these prototype labels, the first and the second generation labels, actually went into this. So you may be thinking, how did this get out into the general public? Well, a lovely guy, I have mentioned his name previously, John Thackeray. He bought 200 demonstrators, and what his plan was these cartridges. These were very expensive in the day. They were $24.99 if you were going to buy it in a retail shop. Some of them was much more expensive than this. You had the very greedy Titus that wanted £29.99 for an 8-bit cartridge in a day. Compare this to a 16-bit Mega Drive cartridge, and you can see how greedy some of these people were being. Now, John Thackeray has an idea. He bought the 200 demonstrators, and each demonstrator had 12 of these basic looking cartridges in there. And what he done was that he dismantled every demonstrator apart from one, and then he pulled out the demo carts and he sold them for his trade-in post shop. And that is how these very crude looking cartridges managed to get flood out on eBay and are everywhere. Now, that is quite interesting, and Trade-in Post are a very big company, and I will definitely do a deep dive on these guys soon. But as you can see, this is the demo cart. I don't actually own one myself, and this is the basic crude one. You can also see by it that the number on the side, this is just what the verification was. This was just the pack number, so nothing too exciting going on here. And then when they made these, they basically just stuck a label over it to cover these. And now this is how you could tell if this is a genuine cart or not, because I see a lot of these fake ones of these out and about. But no, every cartridge that was made, they have this. I'm going to show you this. Take another look at this pang. As you can see, this is just from eBay. This is a genuine cartridge because you can see that the label's just stuck over it very crudely. If I was going to have a guess, I'm guessing that Trojan Products were moved to a new facility and they were just learning their trade. If you get like you getting used to the machinery and stuff, they had nice new machinery on their premises at Dapham Retail Park, and these was, I reckon, just to use training on to make sure that the cartridges were going to be right. Anyway, this is the second generation, and I will get to this at another point when I cover a trade and post, but these were second generation labels that were used in 1993. Very odd. But no, this is the video on demo carts. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.